What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 10th episode of Rap Roots Media Interviews. I'm here today with Hunter. What's your last name?
Hunter Ray.
Damn, you dropped the full government
Full gov.
on the pod
On the
is
pod,
crazy.
yeah.
On the pod is crazy. They gonna find you.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh shit.
Look at my bank account tonight; it's drained.
Gone. Fucked up. So obviously, I know you don't make music, but you're a very musically inclined person. Obviously, we met the day we met. I talked to you about Mac and all that shit.
Yeah.
And we were just super deep into a musical conversation. I was like, this is a cool ass dude. So I
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
have you on, just chat about hip hop and stuff like that. And
Of course, man.
tell the
I
people a bit
appreciate
about-
you inviting me over to
Of
do one of these
course.
for you.
Of course, dude. So I did want to ask, like, some of your musical inspirations, because I know you play the keys. I know you do some different things. So wanted to ask you about that, like some of your musical inspirations, whether that be hip hop or otherwise.
Well, like I feel like a lot of my musical inspiration came from like sitting in the car,
Yeah.
like with my mom in the morning, like when she's dropping me off at school.
Yeah.
It was like the type of music that was on the radio. It was always like a lot of pop music,
Mhm.
and then like I remember like specific days she would play like it was this radio station that would play like old like West Coast like 90s hip hop music.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of got into hip hop like generally through there, and that was a pretty big awakening at like middle school.
Yeah.
'Cause I went to a very white school,
Yeah.
and I was like the one of like maybe like 4 black kids at the time,
Mhm.
and I got put onto like the hip hop scene through there, and then I would kind of try to like put my friends onto a lot of that.
Mhm.
And then I put some of them on. Some of them didn't really fuck with it, but like
Yeah.
a couple of them did. They're like, "Yo, this is dope."
This is
Like,
great.
yeah. And we didn't know that it was like, because you know you're a kid, you don't fully understand the world of music yet, I suppose. But
Mhm.
then we're getting into like all this like newer like genre. Like one of my first like oh my god, I love this guy. Like was Eminem. Truth be
Okay.
told,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it was like right after he did like 8 Mile
Mhm.
or something. I think I like seen it for the first time, and I was like, dude, this guy's badass. And he's a real life rapper. He's not like an actor.
Yeah.
But I think that's like really where it
I had like
started.
a really weird juxtaposition about things. Like, as a white person who also has like this hip hop publication, I feel like very weird for like liking white rappers. Like, it's a very weird phenomenon for me because
Yeah.
I don't want people to like only think I like white rappers and
Of
be like,
course.
you're a racist because you only like
yeah,
the white
you only
guys.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's a very weird juxtaposition for me. Like, obviously, I talked with you a lot about Mac the day we met, and that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, I feel like with certain like white rappers, I guess they do like have the stereotype of being like a white rapper. Like when Jack Harlow first was came out, like the What's Poppin' song that was like dumb viral.
Yeah.
And he was like one of them like white rappers that like it was like in that stereotype, I suppose. But people like Mac Miller, I can't remember a time where he was ever really labeled as like that white rapper stereotype. But
He
I
was like, in early on in his career, he was definitely labeled like frat rap and that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
of
And that
course.
was, that was a true thing. I mean, Kids is like the definition of that frat rap sound.
of course, yeah. And then I feel like as he more evolved, he kind of got into his own thing, like damn near his own genre, because not a whole lot of people were putting hip hop into like, okay, I want to add a violin chord like inside of this song. I want to add like a whole orchestra into this type
And that's
of
what
music.
I chatted a lot about with you about when we were talking with each other and I was making music independently, was what can I add to, like, I was trying to make beats and I was like, damn, I wasn't proficient at it, but I was like, what can I add to this? What can make this interesting?
We would text a couple
Yeah.
times. You'd send me like a beat and be like, bro, what is this missing?
Yeah, what is this thing? And you would give it to me, and I was super appreciative of that because not a lot of people were like, a lot of my family, like, they would try to like give little pieces of it. I'm like, I don't know. But with
Yeah.
you, I was like, oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And it was like perfect.
Bro, like you had a cello line right at
Yeah.
the end of this song, bro. That's gonna sound beautiful,
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah, but Mac really did. He evolved, and I feel like Tyler the Creator too. He kind of made like more similar style.
All those dudes
towards...
that are under Christian Clancy are some different artists.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it is still all hip hop, but back to like kind of like the white rapper thing. I guess Mac Miller, like as he evolved, he was never really labeled more as like that white rapper.
I think
stereotype.
like white rappers sort of get placed into this box of you're a culture vulture because you're a white rapper.
Yeah.
And if you don't try to like evolve your sound or get out of that box of like you can't, you got to be authentic is the biggest thing. Don't try to like the white rappers that try to like portray themselves as I'm thug, I'm hard, I'm this,
like
I'm
the
that.
like the Lil Mabu.
Yeah, like that, like that's not you, dude. Like,
Yeah, which I think, like in his case scenario, he is playing into like the
yeah,
meme of it. Like,
it's a character, but here the thing is like where does Lil Mabu go in 3 years, 5 years? Like you have to
of course,
diversify that and like really start to show like a normal side of yourself because you can't play into the meme of it forever.
yeah. Well, I mean,
at a certain point, that's gonna die down.
yeah, of course. But some people are just like maybe he's just in it for the money because he's still in school.
Yeah.
And I heard like I think he goes to like some private school that's like dumb expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's just like, hey, if I pull out like another hit that did as well as these other ones, I can pay for another semester of my school, which isn't a bad strategy.
Not at all.
But if he does eventually want to take music seriously, I'd be very interested to see how his
I didn't listen to his
change.
album. I heard it was kind of bad, but I don't know.
I didn't pay any type of mind to it either.
Didn't really dabble into his album when it came out. But the reason I brought up Mac is because the Faces album. Have you listened to that?
Yeah, it's what was it, 10th
year anniversary today. So I just wanted to chat with you a bit about that album and any particular songs that you really like or any particular things on that album that you really enjoy.
Man, bro, let me fucking tell you. I over in Lansing, I was working at this computer repair store, and like the same time I got hired, they also hired another guy. His name is Javon. Shout out Javon if you ever watch this. But dude, we would talk about music all of the time, and we did have a lot of like, I wouldn't really say like heated like arguments because
debates.
Like debates about like music and whatnot. And there was like a 10+ year gap between our age.
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously would have like very differing opinions.
Mm-hmm.
But where we like actually came together was Mac Miller and listening to like Faces, Swimming. You were like even kids, bro.
Swimming is my number. I have my top 3 is Swimming, Faces. Third, I might put Kids, but the third spot kind of diversifies. Like the third spot depends on my mood.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, mine was basically the same. I mean, Divine Feminine. I have to be in a certain type of mood for it.
Yeah.
But some like days it's like damn near like my number one.
I have almost his entire discography on vinyl, so I can just put it on the record player and we're cool with it.
Yeah, dude. But Faces 10 years. It's crazy because truth be told, I didn't 10 years ago. I was at like 11. I don't think I was even listening to Mac Miller at the time. But once I did get put onto him,
I heard Donald Trump when that song came out. And
yeah,
that was like 2012.
Yeah,
and I had sort of like dabbled into certain things that I heard, but I was never really like a huge fan. In 2018, when Swimming came out, because that came out right around my birthday.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me check this out. I checked it out. I loved it. And then obviously a month later he died. So I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You get that remorse feeling and you're like, let me look into some other stuff. And
of course.
I was just hooked.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like that same thing kind of happens with a lot of the rappers that died in that kind of like time period.
Yeah.
Because
2018 was such a crazy year.
Crazy
for, like,
year.
and,
like
deaths and hip hop.
A lot of people label it as like, well, Mac Miller wasn't I'd say like as a SoundCloud rapper, but the SoundCloud rap like genre
it kind of died.
Fucking crazy at the time though. Oh my gosh.
Like 2018 into 2019, because Juice died in 2019. X and some other, I think Peep was 2017.
Yeah.
Like right before 2018, and then X and Mac died like right around the same time period, like beginning of summer, end of summer, kind of.
But it really does suck that like when those guys died, like Lil Peep I saw blew up a lot after he died, which is terrible.
Because his music, like I feel like I talked with Speed Gang about this too, because he had a bunch of like signed Peep shit in his studio space. So I was like,
that's dope.
I was asking him about like Peep's influence on him and on music, and I feel like his sound is very much changed the way that hip hop sounds now. Like, I don't want to compare because I don't think they're similar artists, but MGK and what he's sort of done right now, pop punk sound is like very Peep-esque in a different way.
Yeah, like and X I would say is a very similar artist that was like more of like his SoundCloud hits that were very like screaming into the mic, you know, getting all that emotion out. But then when he came out with 17, it was completely different. Nobody was expecting that, and that I would say put a lot of influence into how hip hop is 100%, today.
Dude, he also had a signed photo from X. It was him at Rolling Loud. Dude, he had hella shit in that room.
Really?
I was like, holy fuck.
He's got some
good
ass paraphernalia, like, dude.
What? This is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. But I would say Peep, Mac Miller. Well, I feel like Mac Miller, I feel like he had a pretty solid fan base prior to his death. Yeah. But him dying did, of course, you know, unfortunately,
I mean, it bolsters people's shit with it. But he was also like nominated for a Grammy like before he died.
Exactly. Yeah, he was already a well-known artist.
Very well-known, yeah.
But after he died, dude, I think I got into him like basically damn near around that same time that you did, like a month or maybe two, like right before he died. Mm-hmm. But Faces itself, dude, oh my gosh, I listened to the whole thing. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is this? Like, I was just listening to it on the way here. I was listening to a couple of shit because he has one of the songs, I think it's called Here We Go. It's the song I Did It All Without a Drake feature, and the next song is called Friends, and it was when Kendrick released Control. And he was dissing all these different rappers. And the line is, I got them 4G LT connection bars, no control, fuck Kim Lamar. And it's back-to-back songs, so I feel like it really ties into like the beef that's going on right now, and I just thought that was really funny.
Speaking of the beef, do you think that it's over? Like, because after Drake dropped that one shit like at damn near like 11, 12 o'clock, nothing else has really came out from anybody.
I saw Top Dog put out that the beef is over. That's what I heard. And that's obviously Kendrick's like close team, so I'd assume so. But I also seen the dude that leaked. Did you see the Meet the Grams cover? It had like the Maybach glove and his like Drake pill bottles and shit. The dude who leaked that was like, y'all called me a liar, or y'all called Kendrick a liar, and y'all calling me a thief. I'll take legal action. And I was like, oh shit, shit about to get serious. We ain't done yet.
Dude, I thought, like, truth be told, man, I'm not a big Drake fan. I do enjoy Kendrick, but Kendrick just doesn't drop enough to where I can be, like, his number one fan.
Yeah, you can't be consistent with it, yeah.
J. Cole is, like, the one guy that, like, consistently puts out music on a pretty somewhat consistent basis and that I can still, like, always listen to. But
Drake will usually have, like, one or two songs that I could get behind on every album, but I feel like a lot of it's just the same.
Yeah.
Very
to some aspect of what like Kendrick was talking about, how like you are stealing, like you're not actually like
he was calling Drake a culture vulture, and when he was talking about Atlanta and how Drake goes to Atlanta when he needs attention, and I was like, he's not lying, like he's not lying.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, I do think it's pretty true, like that he is a culture vulture, because how the fuck do you stay in the game and you're on top for that long? Like, nobody that, like, at least that I can think of, like, in hip-hop, has consistently stayed in the game. It's been, like, a number one artist, like, a household name.
I was talking with my stepdad about this. Time. Kendrick has more of the respect of, like, the older culture of hip-hop, like, 90s, early 2000s, 80s.
For sure.
He has the respect of those people where Drake does not. Drake has the respect of the younger generation because we grew up on him. Kendrick has the respect of the older generation because of his West Coast roots and where he comes from.
I think I seen a Nardwuar interview. I think J. Cole was the one that told Dre about Kendrick. I don't know for sure. I've heard that. I've heard that before. Which would only give him more respect to the West Coast like vibe of hip hop, and just that alone can get you a lot of cred with like that. Not only like the age 100%. Group, but the people that like vibe with that type of music.
So you think Drake got a daughter?
Dude, I wanna say no, but like being like Drake status of celebrity, dude, I'm not fucking telling the world, hey, I got a baby daughter on the way, I got a kid on the, I got this and that.
Especially when he plays in so much, he plays into the role of like, I'm a player, like I'm a ladies man. Yeah, like, he plays into that role.
Persona of like who like Drake is. People think like he's like the ladies man, fucking bitches and shit. Yeah. But I want to say no though, because I feel like an 11-year-old daughter that's, and how old is Adonis? Like he's
Adonis,
like 5 or 4?
I don't know.
So like around that age. But I feel like if we found out about Adonis and he like who was it? Pusha that leaked that.
Yeah.
I feel like Pusha would have also leaked him having like an at the time 6-year-old daughter and a new kid on the way. I feel like we would have known about that for a while.
That makes sense.
Yeah, at least in my head.
Yeah.
But him being a pedophile.
See that shit? I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean the clip like him on stage in Toronto or some shit.
He's definitely done some reckless shit with some young women who were under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Pedophile, I don't know.
Straight up pedophile that enjoys the thought of like, oh, this is a minor, this is cool. I don't think that Drake is like that, but I would think he's the type to like see a pretty girl and sleep with her and not ask her age.
That I could see.
That, you know what I'm saying?
That
I don't think he'll be like a predator.
And also I heard that Kendrick was talking about how he has predators on OVO. Yeah. That I believe there was like an open case, like a human trafficking case, is what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. And I was told, or I heard, I believe it was on a YouTube video. They said that the case got dropped for some reason. I'm not sure of all the details, but that's what I heard.
I also heard, there was like speculation on Twitter. I want to say like shortly after like NLE and Polo G were starting to pop off, it was Birdman and like, you know, I think like Drake's mentor was like Wayne and like Wayne's mentor was Birdman. So like they all have like some type of connection, but it's always like you can look at videos of like these young guys like starting out like NLE, Polo G, and a couple other guys too, and Birdman will be there in the studio just watching them like shirtless, just dancing around.
Shirtless.
Like you can see a bunch of videos of NLE dancing in the studio and like he's got his shirt off doing his thing with his boys. But Birdman will always be like in the back chilling, just watching.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like a whole Diddy situation going on there, but that could definitely be to like something as to what Kendrick
also I love that we've changed no homo to no Diddy. That's so fucking crazy? Funny to me. It's so funny to me.
Like I know people that like have zero interest in like the hip hop scene at all, but they still say no Diddy now.
No Diddy. That's so good. What was I gonna say? Kendrick and Not Like Us. I think Kendrick's winning for sure. I think he's won. If it's over with, then I think Kendrick is the decisive winner.
Yeah.
I think I have a hot take on this. Best rap battle, whatever you want to call it, of all time.
Yeah.
You think so?
I mean, I would agree, but then again, we weren't alive when like East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Like
Pac and Biggie and all that.
Like that whole beef could have been way deeper. Like especially with like how social media is today.
The thing, that's true. With social media today, I feel like that beef could have been way bigger. But I feel like Kendrick and Drake, where like Tupac went at Biggie, he was like, "You're a bitch. You shot me, whatever.
Yeah.
I fucked your girl. I fucked your wife." That was all there.
Which totally happened, by the way. He totally fucked his wife. Like me and my friends like talk about this shit like a lot, dude. For some reason, what was her name? Like Tanya, something with it. I don't know for sure, but Biggie's wife definitely got fucked by Tupac.
Have you seen Biggie's? Is it his daughter? That she looks like she looks like Tupac.
I haven't seen it, but I'll believe it. I fucking believe it.
Him.
And I like that whole beef, like in like East versus like West Coast. I believe that was pretty hype at the time, but they didn't have the factor that we do, which is social media.
Sure. And
social media was, I don't want to say like gassing it, but they definitely elevated the beef.
For sure.
And I think, because like a lot of people think that like on Drake's most recent like song about the whole beef situation, he said like, "I never messed with Millie Bobby," and a lot of people gave him shit because Kendrick didn't say anything about Millie Bobby. But I think like if it was Drake or his ghostwriters, they only said that because all these memes on social media are talking about him getting with Millie Bobby when she was like,
I'm not gonna lie,
16, 17.
When he said in the Heart Part 6, "Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor, and I'll hit you back. It's a lot safer," I was like, ooh.
Damn.
Ooh. You got him there.
Yeah,
you got him
for
there.
sure.
And here's the thing with me is like they can both be right. Like
Yeah.
Kendrick could have beat his wife, and Drake could also be a fucking weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
they could both be right, and we can leave it at that. I mean, Drake don't got any charges or nothing. I don't think Kendrick got any charges on beating his wife. So
Yeah, I mean,
and that baby might be Dave Freeze. Like,
yeah, it totally could be.
And that baby might be Dave Freeze.
I'm a big, I'm probably bigger Kendrick fan than I am Drake.
Yeah.
So I am happy, like, I'm getting more, like, Kendrick music.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, at least seeing from everybody else's perspective, especially on the internet, a lot of people did seem to more side, like, dude, he called you a pedophile. There's nothing you can say now.
And then, well, he also came back with, like, the Mother I thing, and he talked about Kendrick's song, about how he talked about he got molested, but he didn't. I went through and
like, in the song,
lyric.
yeah.
In the song, in that lyric, they asked Kendrick if he was molested, and then in the bar, it's like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah.
So that bar didn't really hit like how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe Drake's team is just lazy.
It
They're
could
like,
be.
hey, bro,
Could
just say this and you'll be green.
Say his dad fucked up, dude. Like, whatever. Who cares? Where do you think like the other artists that are like semi involved in this beef, like Future, Metro, The Weeknd,
Rocky and Rihanna, I think, are in it a little bit.
Yeah, Rocky and Rihanna, Lil Yachty. Kendrick talked about Lil Yachty a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So where do you think all those artists sort of go after this? I mean, they're all sort of involved semi.
Well, Lil Yachty, I think it was Metro that leaked like the whole, like Lil Yachty like did the verse,
the reference track.
Yeah, and I don't know, cause Lil Yachty is a pretty damn good rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like he like evolved from being like the red braids guy to like an official like rapper, and so he could have totally written that. And Lil Yachty, I doubt will take like serious shots.
But here's the thing: is
it.
like Kendrick has also done reference tracks for Baby Keem, and we've heard those. So,
exactly.
Like, I mean,
and I think it said Baby Keem wrote something on To Pimp a Butterfly,
and he worked on Damn too.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but that could just be like, bro, that's like literally his cousin.
That's family.
Like
it's
that'd be
different.
like it. Like if I have a brother, bro, and me and him are writing a song, and I go to him, and be like, hey, bro, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, let me put it like this. It'll sound way better. Who the hell is gonna care? You know, like that's my brother. But I guess doing a whole reference track, I guess it's a little bit different. But still, you know, versus
I think ASAP Rocky, because Drake kind of killed him.
Yeah.
He went off on him. He said the only thing people care about is your fits, your music ass.
Yeah.
I fucked your girl. Like, bro, he was talking all that shit.
Bro, hot take, and you're probably not gonna like this hot take. There are like probably 5 A$AP Rocky songs that I actually enjoy. Ooh. Bro, hot take. Ooh. There's not a like.
I liked Testing a lot when that came out. That was a good album.
That I listened to a lot, but then I go back to it today and I listen to some of the tracks. Like the song he got with Frank Ocean, that's pretty decent. Mm-hmm. I can't think of the name, but it's another song on there that I thought was decent. But everything else I was listening to, and I was like, I don't know if I like this, man.
if A$AP comes out, I think him and Tyler work really well together. He was on Tyler's Deluxe, and I liked what I heard on that too. If he comes out and drops some shit back at Drake, I feel like there's a lot of different avenues that this could go, which also leads to my feeling that it's like the best rap beef ever, because there's so many different people involved. It's not just like I mean, it is Kendrick and Drake at the center of it all, but at the same time, Future's involved, Metro's involved. So many other people are involved in this.
Yeah,
space.
I mean, J. Cole is like the only person that like legit like just got out of
bowed
the beef.
out.
Yeah,
and I mean, he was smart for that. But honestly, I didn't think 7 Minute Drill was that bad. Like, it was a light jab, and it was like a friendly fade, and that's what the beef was at the time. Yeah. So I don't think it was that terrible.
Kendrick said like fuck the big three, and I guess it's just big me. Like,
yeah.
I really like me being Drake. I would have taken that being like, okay, it's just him saying like, yeah, like I'm the best. I wouldn't have gone out with a new song talking about no nigga, that's me.
Well, here's the thing: is Kendrick dropped the verse on Like That, and then Drake puts out Push-Ups where he's like really going in, taking it to the next level. And then obviously he dropped Tailor Made, and both, like, obviously with a Tupac AI feature in there, Kendrick gonna respond to that shit. Like that's like he loves Tupac probably more than any other human.
Can we
on
just
this
talk
earth.
about that for a second, bro? He got like, first off, I know like, I don't know if it's like his family or the record label that Tupac was signed with, but
Yeah.
Drake probably had to pay a pretty good fortune to use Tupac's likeness.
It was just AI.
I know, but you have to pay somebody's like, you gotta pay somebody.
I heard the
AI
estate paid or told him to take that shit down.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, because, like, dude, I don't want, like, my voice. Like,
Yeah.
that's a really big issue right now going on. Like, not even with just music in general, but,
everything,
like,
yeah. Me and my grandmother were talking about this. I was like, anybody could just call you with my voice and be like, give me $100,000 right now. Like,
yeah.
Like, shit is crazy.
I feel like in certain scenarios like that, like, that's kind of crazy. But using somebody's likeness, like, AI of somebody else's voice.
Especially someone that's not here to, like, give the go ahead. And like, I mean, he did the same thing with Mike. He put Michael Jackson on a track on Scorpion, and his family was pissed about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that just ties into the whole culture vulture thing, because like you're not even talking to the people's family. Like these are very touchy subjects. Like, obviously Tupac was killed very young. Mike was killed in a very terrible way by his doctor. So it's a very touchy situation. So to just put someone's likeness out there without even having the decency to ask, like,
that's pretty fucked up. I mean, like, you had to pay somebody, whether it was his family or like the record label, whoever owns the rights to do shit. It would probably be
the estate, is what I would assume.
Well, like the game Cyberpunk, one of the motion cap artists that plays a pretty important character in that game, he died right before they started filming an expansion onto the game. And they wrote in the story about like how they wanted to like expand on this character. And so the developers asked the family of the motion cap artist that had died, like, hey, we want to use AI to generate his voice. All the money is just going to go straight to you. We're going to pay you a certain salary. And they were okay with it. Doing it that way that's a pretty damn good way to.
And I feel like as long as the family's on board, I feel like it's a fair thing to do.
Of course. Yeah.
Like with I know Mac and Madlib are doing that. They're doing a collab project. That's probably going to be Mac's last piece of work.
Yeah.
And obviously that was recorded years and years ago, but Madlib even still went to the estate and was like, is this still a thing that we can do?
People say the song that like X and Lil Peep, well, they were both dead at the time.
Oh yeah, the
sunlight on falling down. Yeah. That people say part of X's was like AI generated. I don't know if I fully believe it, because that was still like maybe 5 years before AI really blew up.
My thing is like they both knew McConan. Yeah. I mean, Peep was
they were both locked in then through him.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Plus, I'm sure their family, at least Cleo, X's mom, you know, she seems to really be into like his whole estate. I don't know about Peep's mom.
I know Peep's mom is very heavily involved, because they had a
court case.
They had the wrongful death lawsuit against his manager, and I think they won.
I think they did too. Yeah, which
sucks, but but I'm sure they got a pretty hefty bag, and I'm sure it'll probably go to some kind of fund or something like that. I know a couple of different rappers have like local funds that are put together posthumously.
You know the documentary about Lil Peep that came out?
Yeah, I don't know where it came out on, but I watched it. Yeah,
I watched it like it came out in like theaters first, and like they were like all the theaters that were showing it was just too far away from me at the time. I watched it
on streaming.
Yeah, I streamed it on like Amazon or something, but somebody. A lot of people on Reddit right after were saying like, dude, your time, like whoever was the director of this documentary, your timelines are fucked up, because a lot of this shit is happening like either backwards, or like you guys are just following what his haircut looked at the time and putting that footage together. And a lot of people say that like a lot of the shit that happened in the documentary either was like fabricated to like look a certain way, or to like make like a lot of people speculate that it's trying to make the producers and like the managers, the people that were supplying him the drugs, look less bad in the scenario of his death.
That makes a lot of sense considering the wrongful death lawsuit.
Yeah.
I think that where was Juices? I think Juices was on Paramount or something like that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the footage from that documentary was from Chris Long, who is one of Juice's like photographers, like right hand man. So I thought that one was definitely good. X got one too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And
Yeah.
that was with, I think Fader did that. Like
Yeah,
the hip hop publication Fader.
That one was pretty damn good.
I liked X's
I think
a lot.
it was like the X Look at Me like thing. I think it was on Hulu for a little while too.
I liked X's. I liked Juices. I liked Peeps too. I agree with sort of what you said of they probably fabricated with it. I heard that a Mac Miller one was in the works and that the family was like, let's not do that because they wanted to bring up like the drug element of it, and his family didn't really want his final works to be like degraded
drug
to just
yeah.
like just degraded to just some drug addict who
it sucks because every time like the Peep one came out, and then the X one, and the Juice one came out, and like in like the YouTube comments of like the trailer, everybody was always talking about where's the Mac Miller one, like where like y'all skipped an amazing artist, which truth be told I would love to see a Mac Miller one.
Well, my thing is Mac was sober for a long time before his death, so I think degrading it down to just like some drug addict who couldn't save himself is like a really big generalization of a person's entire life, which should never happen for any artist or any person, no matter who they are.
Yeah. Well, I feel like not only would that kind of just not be good for his character, I understand where the family's coming from, but in like the Hollywood scene of like whoever would like put that production together, I feel like they love making it seem like that. Yeah. Like you have like this uprising artist and he's at the top of his game, but like then for some reason, whether it was like the breakup with Ariana, he gets back into the drugs, and then a couple months later, and then he dies. Hollywood loves
they love the story of that instead of just focusing on the creative works of this person and the
whether it's like a biography of like you put like a new guy, have him play Mac, or if it's just a documentary and they get footage. I think what
they should do is use Donna Claire Chessman's book. She wrote a book about Mac because she had been writing articles about Mac for years. So her book is broken up by every Mac album. Every chapter is a different Mac album, ending with Circles, his last works. And then I think they should definitely use, if they were going to make a documentary, that should be the catalyst for it.
Baseline of what they should put into it.
For sure.
That's a pretty good idea. I haven't read the book personally, but I've heard that it's amazing and it sums up.
I have it if you want to read
it. Let me know, man.
Right. I think this has been a great conversation. I know we chatted briefly about doing like a sort of, not like a weekly or anything, but like not like a big production of any kind, but something like a Rap Roots Rants is what I wanted to call it. Of
course, yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that? You want to do that with me?
Dude, I would totally be down. I want to make it different because, like DJ Academics, dude, he kind of does like similar shit. Yeah. And I would hate to be a DJ Academics type of nigga. No shame to him.
Fair enough.
But I don't want to be known as the guys that like do shit like that. But like the shit we were just talking about earlier with like having like renting out like a warehouse and shit. If we really to like got into something like that, that'd be like the perfect place to come on, bring guests, da.
For sure.
Yeah. Even if like I'm not like the one doing the podcast and doing everything.
It was like a relevant hip hop topic. If there's like a big piece of hip hop news, we just sit down and discuss it. Just
some album just came out.
Yeah, like an album or something just came out, and we just sit down and we chat about it. We have a debate about it, just like you do with several other people in your life. It's
of course,
just more of a sit down recorded kind of setting. Mm-hmm. I don't know when that's coming, but I'm sure we'll get it out there at some point. So
of course,
we'll get it there at some point.
What when did you start doing this? And like what like made you decide to start doing Rap Roots?
I talked with Avari about it for months. I was like, because he had the documentary.
Shout out Worthy Ones.
But I saw he was working on like a movie at the time, and I was like, dude, I really have this very, like, I want to be a music journalist, but I want to do it my way. I had this big idea for this music media publication. I gave him the name. I gave him the idea. I was like, I want it to sort of be like a No Jumper meets. Do you know who Damas Live is? He does like hip hop news.
Yeah.
I sort of
used to watch him when I was real little, like on YouTube and shit.
I said I wanted it to be sort of those two things come together, and then just like diversifying a lot of the different hip hop content that I see others focus on. I just really wanted to do it my way. So
of course, that's a big thing with these type of like publications. What your thing is, like how you are different from all the other guys that are trying to not only come up but that are already up.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that there's definitely. I think with me, it's just more so. Not only putting on, I obviously want to talk to a lot of these bigger artists, but also I provide a much needed local perspective here in Michigan, and then wherever this takes me, whatever location this takes me to, I provide a presence wherever I am.
Of course.
For the local scene, I feel like a lot of these publications as they get bigger, whether it's No Jumper, Lyrical Lemonade. Lyrical Lemonade is actually how I came up with the name Rap Roots.
Really?
Because I put into ChatGPT, I put in give me 100 prompts of a music media publication with two of the same letters at the front end of it, and I got Rap Roots, and so I got Rap Roots, and I believe the name Rap Roots was taken, so I was like, I need to add something to this. And Rap Roots Media was not taken.
Nice.
So I was like,
don't want to be hit with a copyright.
Rap Roots Media, the name is, we got it.
That's a fucking awesome, man. Because I don't think there's been like a day that has gone by, like, where because you wake up in the morning, you scroll on your phone for a little bit, start your day. I don't think there was a day that like I woke up and didn't see a post. Like your consistency is fucking like next level. Truth be told, man,
I'm working very hard, and everyone in my life is telling me I need to take a break. But I'm like, now is not the time. We are too deep in. Like
Plus it's summer.
I'm gonna take one eventually because I definitely hate the amount of time that I'm spending on my phone. Because I definitely notice like I'm not as in tune with like my girlfriend and my family as I used to be because I am spending so much time like. I'm sorry, I'm working. I'm sorry, I'm working.
Yeah, of course.
So I definitely need to...
Which sucks, but at the same aspect...
Make that time, for sure. And they all understand it. Like, they all get it. Yeah. They're not going to, like, bitch me out or nothing because I'm working, but...
Well, I was watching... Kai Cenat was doing this Elden Ring stream, and I'm a really big fan of Elden Ring, and I don't usually, sit on Twitch a whole lot, but I was like, dude, Kai, there's no way he's getting past Margit, okay? But I was watching, somebody was... in the chat, and he responded with question was I want to stream, how do I get big? And he was talking about, dude, you want to do anything, just keep doing it, don't fucking stop doing it, just
the consistency
keep going.
Is I think for me there's a very I have a lot of these short-term goals that I want to hit, but I feel like we as people, I'm the type of person, I'm never complacent, it's always the next thing.
Yeah.
So I'm so Me too. It's always the next thing. So I feel like once I hit a really big goal, I'm starting to make an income on this, then I might be a bit satisfied and want to take a week off. Mm-hmm. But at the same time,
when you see the income, you can't get you can't get burnt out by oh yeah, I made $1,000 in a day. Yeah. I'm good.
Well, I don't even think it would be a period where I'm taking months off. I think it would probably be I'm going to take a week and I'm going to enjoy this money and then I'm going to get back to work. Yeah, because I feel even during that break, I would be oh shit. Because now I had a sports page for a while when I was 15. And I was beat up at the fact that any time that I would post a piece, a sports clip, Sports Center would beat me, or another publication would beat me. But with music, it's very different because it's, yes, ESPN or Complex or wherever you want to. It depends on where you see it first. Of course. And people, you see it first, and then you search it or whatever, and you scroll and you see more of it. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna like that. I know those people like that, and I think that is.
Plus, doing it different than other ones is gonna make it even better because you go to ESPN. If you don't like the way some of ESPN formats some of their publications, you'll realize oh, I'm not gonna go back to ESPN for this type of shit. I know that Rap Roots always does it a certain way that I like. I'm just gonna go to that one.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm definitely trying to I definitely take things from other publications, but at the same time I try to make it my own. Yeah, make it uniquely my own.
Of course, yeah. Well, we were talking about that kind of trying to stay consistent, like with certain stuff that we were doing, and like trying not to get like burned out. Like one of the biggest things was like when you come out with like for his like coming out with a drop and like trying not to be like, oh, this is the shit right here, I know everybody's gonna love this, and then like a week or like a month later and it doesn't do as well as you wanted it to do,
there's ups.
That can't kill you.
You have to enjoy the ups and just ride through the downs. For me is what I try to do. It's like I really try to enjoy those ups when we're there, and then you just ride out through those downs, and just,
of course,
you just got to know in the back of your mind it's gonna go back up.
Yeah. It's not gonna be like I put like 2 months worth of effort into something and then all of a sudden boom, I'm a fucking millionaire.
Yeah,
it's never
years.
that easy.
It takes years. It takes time, and everyone has their own timetable for how they want things.
Some motherfuckers just get lucky though.
100%, like for sure. Like there's definitely like people that just a month in and their shit is top of the charts. But
yeah.
For a lot of people, it takes a lot of time. Like
so fucking annoying.
Talking to Avari for my first interview definitely sparked a fire in me, because I always looked at him in like a way, like I was like, oh, he was very popular in high school and he just had a very much so a charisma about him, where like he had the followers and the attention to just like funnel that into and that's always how I sort of looked at it, is he just like funneled his friends and family into that, and then more people came along. But what I realized when interviewing him, I was like, on top of that, yes, he has charisma. Yes, he has,
and that goes a far way.
Friends and family, like that only takes you so far, and it's also been years of effort and work and time,
planning and
time and attention to detail and all of these things.
So, that's one big thing that I noticed. Like anytime, I've only ever had like 2, maybe like 3 conversations with Avari, but every single time, like especially in person, oh my god, you can just tell, like it feels like I'm talking to like a genius, because when you talk to someone really smart, you can tell that they're already thinking and planning like in their head what they're trying to do.
He talked to me the other day at his graduation party, and he was like, dude, you're gonna take this so far, just don't stop. And he was like, I know you won't, like just don't stop, like. And I was like, I got interviews booked for the next like 3 months, dog. And he was like, you killing this shit, bro. Like he's just a very, I told him this too. I was like, you're just such a guiding light for me. I know I ask you a bunch of questions and all these sorts of things. I was like, you're going to crush it in whatever you do. Because he just graduated. So I was just like really trying to give him his flowers, because he's been a super big guiding light in just me pursuing different passion projects, whether it was music or this or whatever the case may be. Shout out to Avari. I need to do that real quick. I'm about to tear up. Damn.
Dude, he's fucking amazing guy. Amazing ass guy.
100%. Go watch our interview with Avari. It was a really good one. We've been going here for a little minute. I didn't know where this was going to go because I wasn't like prepped, but this has been great.
Yeah, this is a great fucking little interview, man. I appreciate you having me on this thing.
Yeah, dude, we gotta do the Rap Roots rants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get that together. I'll get some things together and get some topics that I want to discuss, and I'll hit you.
Bet, say no more.
All right, let's get to it. I think this is like the perfect stopping point.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys check out Rap Roots Media on all platforms. Raproots.com, raprootsmedia.com. Let me not fuck up the website. You got anything you want to promote real quick? Socials, anything like that?
Hey man, check out Absolute Fiction, absolutefiction.shop.
Do that.
New drop coming up soon, early June. Looking forward to it. And
shout out Absolute Fiction.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
We might have some things in the works.
Yeah.
All right. We out, guys.
Deuces.